Question: which of the following can represent the graph in the xy plane of y equals a times quantity x minus b times x plus c raised to 2, where a, b, and c are all positive constants? In this kind of question, we want to find out what would be the graph of this equation in the xy plane looks like. And the easiest way to figure out the graph is to find out the zeros of a given equation. Say here we have y equals a times x minus b times x plus c squared. We want to find out where in the x-axis this graph intersects or bounces. So here, if this is our y and this is our x, say when we equate this 0 or this y to 0, we can find the zeros of this equation. And the easiest way to find that zeros of that equation is to find or to use the zero product property. The zero product property. And by using the zero product property, we can take this x minus b and x plus c squared directly, x minus b, and equate this to 0. And when this is equal to 0, we can take the value of x as equal to b as one of the zeros of this equation. Another zeros will be coming from x plus c squared. And x plus c squared is actually x plus c times x plus c. And so here we can equate this both of these to 0. And so we have here x is equal to negative z, and another we have x is equal to negative c. So we have x is equal to negative c. We have double negative. We have here the double negative zeros of this equation. But here we have only a single. Let's just write it there. Single positive. And here we have double negative zeros. So it is important to note that this single positive zeros, meaning this is a value in x where the graph passes through, the x-axis. So if this is positive b, here could be the positive b, and here could be a negative c. Now, if we have a single positive zeros, which is b, it means that the graph should pass through the x-axis. Now, let me change my color a little bit. It should pass through this positive b. We just don't know if this pass through like this or if this pass through like that. But the bottom line is that in this point of positive b, the graph should pass through. Meaning to say, we can eliminate these choices, in our choices, this letter b and letter c. Because you can see it does not, the graph does not pass through this positive b in x-axis. Now, another thing that we need to note that is that when we have a double negative or double zeros of function or zeros of equation, instead of passing through, the graph is just bounces. The graph bounces in the x-axis. So it does not pass through but just bounces. But here, if we have a negative zeros there, it is located here at the left of this y-axis. And again, we are going to note that it bounces, it does not passes through, it will not pass through like this, but it like bounces in this point of negative c. We just really don't know yet if this is going to be open, if this will open upward or downward. It does not pass through this a value in negative c. And so what we're going to look at this equation is this value of a. When we have a positive value of a, the graph shoots up, meaning to say the graph is going to be positive infinity as x approaches to positive. Okay, so meaning to say in this point in positive b, the graph will be passing through like this because we have a positive a here because of a is equal to positive. And if that is the case and it passes through, and it will like bounce back like that. Okay, so let me just draw a little accurate here, and it will bounce to that value of negative c, and so the graph will be look like this. And that will definitely not letter a, but let's see, it should be letter D. The answer here should be letter D.